a bitter battle being fought over the inheritance of late industrialist Sanjay Kapur, who died in London during a polo match. His mother, Reena Kapur, has been issued a cease and desist order by Sanjay's company, Sona, BLW, after she raised questions of the AGM and functioning of the company, also raising questions on her son's death. Meanwhile, Sanjay's third wife, Priya Sajdev, is making her moves quietly. She has also changed her name from Priya Sajdev to Priya Sanjay Kapur on Instagram. And then there is the actor here, Karishma Kapoor, who wants a share also for her children. Here's a special report on this heated drama.
A mother, a wife, 2 ex-wives and 2 sons, a daughter and a stepdaughter, and a $300 billion inheritance. The corporate potboiler of an inheritance battle is all but taking form in the commercial capital of India. And it all happened because a polo player reportedly swallowed a bee. Inheritance, the continuity of community. When knowledge soaks up the learnings of one generation and passes it down as wisdom to the next. Or inheritance, when material wealth is fought over and desired by those who lived longer than those who possessed it. The greater the material, more the interest that accrues, in economic as well as social terms.
She wants to get to the heart of the matter as to what happened that led to this death. To her, this is not just another freak accident as was made out to be initially. And I think that's the main focus.
The client in question is Rani Kapur, mother to a son worth an estimated 30,000 crore rupees. A son who died suddenly 7,000 kilometers away from home. Sanjay Kapur, the 53-year-old promoter of the company Sona Comstar, was out playing polo in Windsor, England, when he had a heart attack. He reportedly swallowed a bee, which then stung him, causing the attack. That in turn killed him. Sanjay Kapur's untimely death set in motion a tussle for inheritance. Who will control his business empire? Who will get control of the board of directors of Sona Comstar? Sanjay took charge of Sona Comstar, the Gurugram-based auto components giant, in 2015, succeeding his father Surinder Kapur. The astute businessman soon steered the company beyond the borders of India. This meant footprints in China, Mexico, and the US. Global expansion also meant a manifold increase in net worth. Sanjay Kapur had married 3 times. The first of his 2 former wives was Mumbai-based fashion designer Nandita Mahatani. The 2 divorced in 2000. In 2003, Sanjay married actor Karishma Kapoor. The couple had 2 children together, daughters Samaira and son Kian. They parted ways in 2016. Sanjay Kapur left behind a deeply divided family, with his company bang at the center of a bitter inheritance battle. Sanjay Kapur's legal next of kin would be his model-turned-entrepreneur widow Priya Sajdeva Kapur, and possibly the legal heir to his estate as well. as none of his 3 children are of age. A week after Sanjay's death, Sona Comstar announced the appointment of a new chairperson. At the same time, Priya was appointed as an additional non-executive director, subject to shareholder approval. On July 1st, the company issued a notice for its 29th AGM, scheduled for 25th of July. The agenda included the formal appointment of Priya Sanjay Kapur as director. On the morning of July 25th, just hours before the AGM, Rani Kapur submitted a formal request to postpone the meeting by 2 weeks, alleging coercion, misrepresentation and exclusion during the family's mourning period. And the Sas-Bahu rift was out in the open.
I still don't know what happened to my son. I'm old now and need closure before I go. I remember the early days of Sona, built with care, sacrifice and love. I am here to remind the world that our family legacy must not be lost. It must be passed on as my husband always wanted to be.
Soon there were reports that Sanjay's second ex-wife, actress Karishma Kapoor, too was seeking a stake in his vast estate. Karishma Kapoor is said to have received a sizable alimony settlement when they divorced in 2016. Reports at that time also were that Sanjay Kapur had set aside a $140 million bond for their children. Financial experts say the bond generates about $1 million monthly interest to cover the children's expenditures. Despite Rani's objections, the AGM confirmed Jeffrey Mark Overlay as chairman and Priya Sajdev as a director. Internal records suggest Priya's legal position is strong, potentially sidelining other family members. But succession takes time to resolve, particularly when billions of not just rupees but dollars are at stake, and when a TV serial like Sas-Bahu Battle is on the cards. How long this episode of a succession drama will take to play out will depend on where it gets screened, behind closed doors of the family or in the public realm of courts. Wherever it plays and whatever the outcome, tongues will wag for long and people will not give up speculating on conspiracy theories. Because society, after all, thrives on schadenfreude, the interest in the misfortune of others.
Dilip Cherian is founder of Perfect Relations. He joins me live. We also have Shivek Trehan, who's an advocate. Shivek, in the absence of a will, who is the inheritor?
Hi, that's a bit of a complicated question because in this particular case, firstly, not a lot of information is available in the public domain. From what we understand, the dispute essentially is going to be regarding who is the beneficial owner of Aureus Investments Private Limited, which is the 28% shareholder in Sona Comstar. Now, Ms. Rani Kapur, from what we understand, has issued a communication where she is claiming that she is the beneficial owner of that 28% shareholding in Sona Comstar. But the position taken by Comstar is that she has not been a beneficial owner since 2019. Now, also, your question was with respect to who will be the inheritor in the absence of a will. Now, even that question, frankly, to be honest, we don't know whether there is today a will or not. Nobody has actually denied the existence of a will or claimed the existence of a will. So as of now, I think we'll have to wait and watch, because if you have access to Ms. Rani Kapoor's letter, which was written to the board of Comstar, that also is quite cryptic in the manner it's worded. In the absence of a will, if the question is posed in that manner, in the absence of a will, of course, whatever is the estate of Mr. Sanjay Kapur will be inherited by his class 1 legal heirs, which will be his wife, his mother, his surviving children.
Surviving children will also mean then, Dilip Cherian, a son and a daughter of Karishma Kapoor.
You know, Maria, this is a bit of a simplistic way of looking at it. I understand the legal way of looking at it, but if you look at what Rani Kapoor's letter is said, and it's very interesting, it really now takes on, and I'm looking at it from a business journalist point of view, it takes on a different color, because there is a distinct and loud suspicion of the nature and cause of death. That's one. The second thing is, there seems to be, if one follows the chronology of what happened, seems to be a kind of unseemly rushing of things. You know, so you have a situation, if news reports and what is in the public and social media domain, it seems that on the day after his swallowing the bee, of which, by the way, the autopsy report, as far as I understand, has not yet been seen by all family members. But forget that. The bee, has it vanished? Was it there? Is also yet to be established. And that is alluded to in Rani Kapoor's letter. But again, the more important thing is the unseemly hurry in which Priya has ascended to take charge of the holding company, the complications that arise between the trust on which there are some questions being raised. And I don't know whether we need to look at it just as a business story of inheritance, succession, trusts and wills, or whether there is a whodunit aspect and whether that is likely to dominate. In fact, even Karishma Kapoor in some of her statements has alluded to it. And I think the fact that the family is asking these questions within the month of the death means that there seems to be something that they, as family members, have an anxiety about.
And perhaps they know something that we do not know.
Yeah. At the moment, we don't know. But I'm sure that between the autopsy report, the coroner's report, or whatever it is, I think some facts will emerge. But if one looks at the history, and having been someone who reported on Sona many years ago and Surinder Kapoor, I think between the father's death and the son's taking over and the formation of the trust, there seem to be too many links which are missing. And as you rightly said, and as you also questioned, if there is a will, where is the will? Is Sanjay Kapur an Indian citizen? Is the will lodged with Indian lawyers, or is it something that is in New York, etc.? So I think, you know, as a business observer, I would say there are so many questions up in the air that it seems more like a murder mystery thriller than anything else at the moment to me.
But certainly it is a thriller nevertheless. Dilip Cherian, thank you for that perspective, and thank you for Shivek, who joins us on the show tonight.